Some of that money stolen from his neighbors here in City
firm's offices, headquartered in this building in Hauppauge.
And Houck's longtime Ponzi
authorities
scheme
are
that
calling it one of Wall Street's biggest Ponzi
Just
schemes.
what happened to their money. Prosecutors say he defrauded investors out of $50 billion through a
scamming
pyramid.
thousands of investors out of their money with a three.
Every day, 24/7, 365, there are fraudsters out there trying to get our green, guys.
Scam artists are ripping off Americans more than ever. The world learned of the Bernie Madoff scandal, the $50 billion mother of all Ponzi schemes, in December of 2008. In 2009, more Ponzi scams were discovered than ever before. But in 2011, even that record was broken. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, one of the government watchdogs that polices financial markets, alone filed 32 cases in fiscal year 2011, while the FBI investigated 1,000, and the Securities and Exchange Commission's inquiries were near an all-time high.
It's Ponzimonium out there.
Bart Chilton is a commissioner on the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC. He insists that the best way for people to avoid getting ripped off is to educate themselves.
Government can't stop these things. I mean, this isn't about another regulation, another rule, another law. This is about consumer education. That's the only way we're going to deal with it. How they can protect themselves is knowing how to spot a fraud.
Chilton sets out to do that with a new book, Ponzimonium, How Scam Artists Are Ripping Off America. In it, he colorfully describes 10 Ponzi scams his agency investigated in 2009, detailing the tricks the scammers used to rip off innocent investors, the lavish lifestyles of the fraudsters, and importantly, how to avoid becoming a Ponzi scam victim. One con artist featured in Ponzimonium purchased a fleet of luxury vehicles in colors like lime green and blue and cream, including multiple Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, a Bentley, a Maserati, a Lincoln limousine, and a metallic burnt orange Hummer golf cart. He took hardworking people's money and used it for a mansion, nearly 20 plasma televisions, sports and rock and roll memorabilia, and a contingent of bodyguards. Another fraudster bought a 269-acre Texas ranch, a fleet of classic sports cars, 2 airplanes, and massive diamonds for ladies he was wooing in New York, Toronto, and St. Louis. These real cases, set about by real fraudsters, unfortunately have very real victims. Rarely do they get all their money back. It's usually only a fraction of what they invested, or none at all. Ponzi schemes, named after Italian-American Charles Ponzi, are scams in which early investors are given supposed returns paid through funds provided by later investors. One of the reasons there are so many of them going on today has to do with the economy. People often need to pull money out of their investments to get by during tough times, and then find out the money is not there. Many of the fraudsters are preying upon people through the use of affinity fraud, where they use personal contacts to swindle family, friends, co-workers, or even fellow church parishioners. In one story, the fraudster was deaf, so he took advantage of, you guessed it, deaf people. So we've seen some pretty sophisticated people get ripped off. How do you avoid getting scammed?
Well, there's a few things, and in the book I list 20 red flags of fraud, if you will, in addition, by the way, to having an investor's checklist. These are sort of things that people should do before they invest their hard-earned money. But on the red flags of fraud, let me give you just a few of them. One, be very wary if somebody contacts you directly. It's one thing if you've gone out to them, but if they contact you, you should be on guard to begin with. Secondly, ensure that they're not making a proposal that says you're going to make money no matter what. This is a fail-safe plan. That's another red flag. Be very cautious about it. The third thing is if they tell you that it's special, that this is a secret, that this is something that only you will know about. And then the fourth thing you should be concerned about is whether or not they say you have to make a decision on this imminently, that don't let a day go by. The opportunity goes away when you get off the phone. Those are things that should tell you, run for the hills and don't give them any personal information.
He had $17 billion under management. How do we get up?
The Long Island man accused of running a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme is a wanted man.
Trying to track down the missing money here now. CFTC Commissioner Bart Chilton is a new book, Ponzimonium.
And the FBI is looking at over 1,000 inquiries with regard to Ponzi scams.
How can investors keep their money safe from fraud or perpetrators?
Ripping off America. This is, I saw this. There's 10 instances of Ponzi schemes.
Ponzimonium, how scam artists are ripping off America.
The other thing is people need their money back. Money back. We got to stop the Ponzimonium. It was great to be with you. You're a great interviewer and a good friend.
To learn more about financial literacy, go to mymoney.gov, the U.S. government's website dedicated to teaching Americans the basics about financial education. Ponzimonium is a government publication available for sale by the Government Printing Office online. It may also be purchased at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Neither Commissioner Chilton nor the CFTC make any profit from the sale.